Welcome to Lethally Stupid. My name is Brandon. I'm here with Dyson, and today we are going to be doing a movie review. Uh, that movie is We Have a Ghost. I just watched it recently with my wife. Dyson, you have not watched it, but have you heard of it?
No and no.
Oh, okay. I'm so basically like it was actually a really good movie. If you look up the reviews on it, it's like on Rotten Tomatoes, it's 42%, Metacritic, it's 53, and then IMDb, it's like 6.1 out of 10. But that's all once again bullshit.
Is that
I don't know.
critic or like
Yeah,
viewer score?
those are the critic scores.
Okay,
If you
yeah.
look
See,
at
I never look. I don't. The critic scores don't ever. I don't trust them.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think that they have been very discredited in like recent time because
Yeah.
clearly they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Mm-mm.
But looking at one of the audience scores, it does say like 80%.
Okay, yeah.
Which,
See, that means it's probably a good movie. Yeah.
yeah, that is definitely, I would say, a more fair number. I think that like
Yeah.
somewhere between like 7.5 to 8 stars would be really good. So
Yeah.
basically, like it's kind of like it's got a lot of good actors in it. Like David Harbour, who plays the ghost, he doesn't say anything. Well, he says a few words throughout, but like he basically like he sticks to a lot of physical comedy.
Yeah.
And
I like him. He's always been good in whatever he's in.
oh yeah, he like the well his performances in this is just like it can be like just completely hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he usually like at first you see him and he, which I should mention by the way, there will be spoilers. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Which,
which I'll probably slap at the beginning of the video.
yeah. We'll throw up there like, hey, spoilers. So if you want to watch the movie, don't listen to this first, unless you're okay with spoilers. Because you asked me that beforehand. I said, yeah, go for it. Because I don't always watch every movie that like my buddies talk about. So I don't know if I'll
Right.
watch it.
Well, and we could always like give our review at the beginning and then like and then whenever we get into the spoilers, we could label that
Talk
or just,
about it. Yeah.
give a
Yeah.
warning. Yeah. But yeah, so like his physical comedy in this is awesome. Like he's just fucking hilarious. And also like with kind of like the laws that they created around like the story where he's a ghost. Like they actually did really good coming up with some like really cool scenes for it where there was like this one scene where they're being chased by the cops and so like what he does is he's in the back seat but then he decides to just like use out of the car. You see him like standing in the middle of the road and then all of a sudden the police car that was chasing him like goes through him, but he just sort of like sits down in the passenger seat and grabs the wheel and makes them crash. And then like once he like does that, he just fuses back out and is just like on his way to the next guy.
Yeah.
It's awesome. There's one point whenever they're like leaving the gas station, like leaving the cops behind, and he's just like flipping them off in the back seat. So,
So are the people who live in the house, are they the only people who can see the ghost?
so basically, what it is that like for 50 years, this dude has been haunting this house, just kind of like shaking shit up and appearing and making ghostly wails and whatnot. That's
Uh huh.
really like he can't talk, but he can make all sorts of sound effects. Um, and so basically, what happens is like this family of four moves in. They're all like they're kind of like a mess. The father it doesn't like meet eye to eye with the other like main character, like his son, who his son is the one that goes upstairs and is the first to encounter him, but instead of being scared, he's just like laughing his ass off because he thinks it's hilarious and ridiculous.
Right.
And then that's kind of how like they slowly become friends. And then like after that, they like the father is like basically taking advantage of Ernest, which is the ghost name, and he's making YouTube videos, posting them online. They're getting like millions and millions of views, and he's basically like exploiting him. and the kid is just like has nothing to do with it, and he all he cares about is like figuring out why Ernest is there, where he came from, like what can he do to help him, like to pass on, like that.
Right.
Oh, uh, what was your original question again? I forgot it.
If only the people that live in the house can see the ghost, or if
Oh,
other
okay,
people
yeah,
can.
yeah. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, so basically they do that, and then at like one point in the movie, the son and the ghost are like trying to get out of the house, but there are like crowds of people who are wanting to see Ernest and shit, and so it has a really good like it sets it up really well to where like the dad is kind of like the antagonist throughout a lot of the movie until the government shows up anyway. Usually happens a lot. Um,
Right.
so like basically everything that pretty much gets into his and Ernest's way is because of the dad. Like, like all these people are out there because he's exploiting them online.
Yeah,
And
of course.
yeah, and it um what was it? There was something else. Dang, I can't remember now. But yeah, it was like it's always just like the dad's actions that are kind of like getting into his way, and then like the dad is just like being overly selfish, and then they get into fights a lot throughout the movie, and then he's just like continuously not like getting it. And
Yeah, of course.
um yeah, yeah, and then like whenever they do leave, everyone gets it on the news, and it actually like uh it's this like uproar because like you'll see him out in public, and then like one bad thing happens, and then all of a sudden like it's front page news, and then the dad's just like berating the son in the kitchen, being like, that was supposed to be my exclusive, Ernest going outside for the first time.
Of course.
Yeah, so uh and so that causes him to like take Ernest and kind of like leave, and because he figures something out, like he like Ernest does say like someone's name, and it kind of makes a connection to where he starts like following these like this trail of clues basically. um and then that leads to like the part of the movie which is like the climax, where they actually like find the person that can tell him all the information, and then all of a sudden like the government is appearing outside the door.
Of
And
course, yeah.
yeah, and then like it's everything up to like that point, it has so many different elements to it. Like it's a thriller, and then it has a bit of mystery to it, and then it's
Yeah.
like yeah, and it's like it has like lighthearted comedy in it, and it even has Jennifer Coolidge, Stifler's mom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she has a couple scenes in it, and then she's fucking hilarious. She's basically just trying to bang the
She's
dad the
great in
entire
everything
time,
she's in. Yeah, she's awesome.
except for the fact that she's just always trying to bang the dad the entire time.
Yeah, yeah. So you said there's a bunch of famous people in it. Are there other famous people in it?
Well, Anthony Mackie plays the dad, which, by the way,
Oh, really?
he's so believable. Like, you can't help but like most of the movie, you can't help but hate him.
Uh huh.
He does
So
such a good job.
that's awesome because like a lot of actors, once they play like a big role, it's like people only ever see them as that character. So it's not like, oh, it's Falcon, you know. So
Yeah, I gotcha. Uh, which I mean, like I find it always I've always find it funny whenever people don't actually know like the actor's name, and then you hear the story, like the actors telling the story of like whenever they run into people in the public, and they're just like, oh, you're that character, and then they're like for some reason think that they're literally that
that
main
character.
character on screen. Yeah, and they're expecting them to fucking do a dance and entertain them in the same manner that they would.
It's like, yeah, no, I'm an actor. I'm a completely different person than who
Yeah,
you believe me to be.
and it's all scripted, and it's like most
Yeah,
actors don't even write their own material.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Uh, but then besides him, there's do you know who Tig Notaro is?
I've heard the name, but I can't like place him.
She uh she is like a comedian, and I only
Oh,
have
then
ever
I'm totally
really
getting it
seen.
mixed up with somebody else if it's a she.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
So
thought
never
you
mind. I definitely don't know.
were, but yeah, she's like a comedian. I hear her on podcasts
I
every
don't
now
even
and
know who
again.
I'm thinking of then, but
Oh, dude, I don't know.
yeah,
Tigger Notaro.
yeah, yeah. I'm
uh,
sure I'm getting her mixed up with. Yeah, then I don't know who she is then.
well, she's actually like super funny and quick-witted and whatnot.
Hmm.
But she actually like they don't use her potential in this movie. Like they really
They never
don't.
use a comedian's potential in anything they're ever in.
Well, I can't even think of a single funny scene that she's in, and I don't even think she's in a funny scene. Okay, well, at one maybe one part, but she wasn't even like the funny part. It was like her reacting to the funny part in a
Hmm.
disgusting way, and like I don't know, she just plays this more grounded, serious, like ass kissing like type of role.
Yeah.
Like in this, she kind of like at first I wasn't sure if she was like a consultant for the CIA or if she was just kind of like more along like or more down the line, you know.
Uh huh.
But eventually she like towards the end of the movie, she's basically the reason they were able to like catch the Ernest at one point, and she gets like promoted to a CIA agent, and then she like goes through this like emotional moment where it's so serious and she's like the ghost is touching her and she's like everything that she's ever like worked for is kind of coming to fruition, like everything that she believed to know is true, like this is the evidence in front of her, like
Right.
touching me. And so like yeah, I mean it's not a bad thing necessarily that she like was playing this role. She did a good job in it. I liked her character. She ended up being the one that busts Ernest out of the like wherever the CIA was holding him, and uh she
They use
um
some Ghostbuster type
he
shit to trap him or something.
yeah, they had it was one of those like plasma force field
Uh
jail
huh.
cells,
Yeah.
you know, some bullshit like that. Um,
Yeah.
but, but like I actually like it's probably a good thing that she did such a serious role though. Like even though I haven't really seen her in anything else, but being that she is a stand-up comedian, like it is good that she branches out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Maybe she
because
wanted to do a more serious role or something, and not,
yeah,
something
well,
funny.
an actor's greatest fear can be typecasting. Not like
Mm-hmm.
I think most actors, but like some actors, they can be completely happy playing, you know, the father figure, everything that they're in. And with them, they could probably benefit from it because it's like more of a guaranteed check or more
Yeah.
guaranteed that you might have a job. It's like you know, they think of this person or think of this character, they
It's
immediately
like
think of
the
this
actors
actor.
that always play villains. It's like,
Yeah. But if you want to be like a more well-known actor, the most popular and well-known actors have started in either comedy or drama and then flipped to the other at one point. More commonly started in comedy
uh huh.
and have like blown up from drama. Like I can think of like a couple of examples. Bryan Cranston started Malcolm in the Middle and then blew up with Breaking
He
Bad.
just great in anything he's in. So,
Oh, oh yeah,
he
oh
can do
for
it
sure.
all.
Oh, he can. Jonah Hill, like always been in comedies, but he is his most well-known role is Wolf of Wall Street, and then also I think Moneyball's up there as well. So like Wolf of Wall
Hmm.
Street, like so
And what's the
you
one
know,
where he was he like was a gun and ammo broker?
oh, I don't remember.
I can't remember the name of it, but I mean that's kind of a more drama-ish role and definitely not a comedy. There's funny moments in the movie, but like he plays a
Right.
very serious role in that movie. I can't believe I can't think of it, but yeah, there's like three right there that Jonah Hill has done that are like more intense roles.
Oh yeah, and he's spent most of it like or probably like all of his life doing comedy, but he will be best known for that for
Oh,
like
yeah,
his
he's done better in his
yeah
drama roles than he ever had his
yeah,
comedy. Like,
which is like crazy. But
yeah.
that apparently is something that happens a lot in Hollywood, where most people like what they the track that they get on
I'm trying to
is
think of someone who's done
just
the opposite,
usually
like start more like serious or dramatic roles and then switch to comedy. I'm
it's
sure
not
there's got to
very
be
common, but I
no,
can't
but
think of
there's got to
one
be
off the top of
plenty
my
of
head.
examples, you know.
Right. Well, and like what I was saying a second ago, like a lot of these actors start with like one genre and then eventually find themselves blowing up in the like another genre.
Yes.
Like that is the most common thing to happen. But usually that first thing that they were aiming at is the building block to get to the thing that, was actually the purpose
Yeah.
or the thing that, made them blow up.
So
Um,
was this movie? Is it like on a streaming service and like an exclusive, or was it in theaters, or what was it?
oh, this is a Netflix exclusive.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, one more actor I was thinking of, Bob Odenkirk,
Yeah.
the guy who, yeah, Saul on Better Call Saul.
Yes.
Yeah, he started on like SNL as a writer. Um, oh,
Oh,
like
I've
done
definitely
a
heard
ton
his
of
name many
comedy. Yeah.
times before he was ever Saul and Better Call Saul, you know. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, he probably has way more writing credits than anything in his entire life.
Oh yeah. And he like him and David Cross have done a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Like they've done a lot of stuff. Like they've done stuff for HBO and Netflix and
that's right.
I think Mr. Show or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but Mr. Show sounds about right.
Yeah,
I
I think
mean,
yeah.
another like actor who's like they start doing funny stuff, and then one of their most well-known roles is like a dramatic role. It's like Jim Carrey. I forget the name of the movie, but that's credited as like his best acting is whatever movie he's in. I didn't like the movie, and I can't think of its name, but he did a very dramatic role.
I remember something similar to that. Yeah, it was a show, and also they have another one that's on Netflix that is with Bob and David. Something I think it's just called With Bob and David. They couldn't like it's basically Mr. Show, but HBO owns it, and they hate Netflix, so they like would not budge on letting them like use it at all.
Yeah.
What can you do? Uh, Jim Jim Carrey. I'm trying to think. I know it's not I Love You, Philip Morris. I'm pretty sure that he got a lot of shit for that, and mainly because he played a gay man. Uh, I know it's. I don't think it's 23, which is another movie Jim Carrey was in, where he was basically like, um, basically seeing the number 23 everywhere, and then it was like he was just becoming an obsession where he realized that it was connected to like everything in life.
Uh huh. Yeah, I don't know if
Um,
I've seen that one.
it was okay. It can't be the one that he was known for though. Uh, there's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Is that
Oh,
it?
I think that's the one. Yes,
Yes.
that's what that one I always see is in like his top three movies.
Oh yeah, apparently that one's fantastic.
His
But
number
yeah.
one movie I see, and I did not enjoy this movie. It was The Truman Show.
Oh,
That's
you
like
don't like the Truman
that's
Show?
like number one on all of his lists. No, I didn't.
Really?
No, but
Looking
I was young
on.
when I watched it too. I was probably 10, So
Oh yeah, it
if
might
I
be
went
like
back and watched it, I'd
25
probably
but
enjoy it more. But yeah, being a 10-year-old and watching all his other movies, was not a fan of that one.
that's fair. Fair. Well, and then it's not one of his more goofy roles.
Yeah, and as a 10-year-old and watching only goofy roles from Jim Carrey, that's what I was expecting.
Right. My favorite Jim Carrey movie is Man on the Moon, about him portraying Andy Kaufman, who is this comedic legend,
Yes.
controversial, like may or may not be a genius, may just be fucking crazy. That
Mm-hmm.
type of guy who I fucking love and adore. He has this entire like other persona that he did, that he had another guy playing as to fuck with people. He would get completely dressed, um, and then like he would just fuck with the audience constantly. It was just like an act where he was just a huge dick. At one like he would have shows where he would have a guy go on stage and say tell everyone that they were required to put out their cigarettes, that he doesn't like smoke whenever he's performing.
Uh
But then he walks out smoking a cigar,
huh.
like that type of shit.
That's funny. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, like the type of person that'll go out and have the balls to like pull a toupee off of a man's head.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, my favorite Jim Carrey movie is probably Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh yeah, that one. It's been a long time. I don't remember a ton, but I
He
remember.
plays a
Like,
good split personality character, you know.
yeah, well, I'm sure that's right up his alley.
Yeah. I like a lot of his movies. I mean, he was my favorite actor growing up as a kid. But I don't know. In recent movies you've seen, how does this one compare? This We Have a Ghost. Is it up there on the list? Is it mediocre down on the bottom?
Honestly, I will say that it was a
Like this
movie
year
that
is what I mean recently. Right.
like compared to just compared to recent movies.
Yeah, yeah. Just or I guess movies like it came out at near, or just ones you've watched, I guess.
Oh, for ones I've watched, like I wouldn't say this is like the most phenomenal movie I've ever seen, but it was definitely like up there for I would watch again. It's
Yeah,
really enjoyable,
that's
a
good.
really easy watch because at one point we like had paused the movie and it was an hour into the movie and I was just like, what the fuck? Because it did not feel like that at all. So so yeah, like in the end,
That's good. Yeah,
just a really easy watch and just enjoyable, and it's just like it has all the elements that you could possibly want for a good movie. Like it has thrills, it has comedy, it has emotion,
good.
and the writing is really good and creative, and like you can just tell by watching it 'cause
If
it
I get the
sets
chance, I
itself
might
up.
watch it because I do like David Harbour a lot.
Oh yeah, well, and then also like you can't go wrong with Falcon, you know,
Yeah.
and also Stifler's mom.
Yes. Oh, she's so good. I love her and everything she's in.
Oh yeah, like he just won an award recently, and I don't know, I can't remember what it was for exactly. I think it might have was it do you remember? Like, was it an Emmy? Emmy, whatever, however you pronounce it.
Was Emmys the most recent things?
I don't know.
I
Or
mean,
else it was
I know there's Emmys and Oscars and like I don't
either
know.
way, it was well deserved.
Yeah, yeah.
But okay, well, I think that'll do it for this movie
Well,
review.
do you want to rate it on a scale of 1 through 10?
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of
An
10.
8? Okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tend to. I Whenever I was younger, whenever I'd look at like game reviews for like if I was going to buy a game, um, I would only buy a game if it was, and I would base it off a Game Informer's review because that's who I trusted the most when I was younger. Because I could, you can't trust IGN. They rate terrible games at like tens and bad games at like fives. So, or good games at
Okay.
fives. So I trust Game Informer, and I would only get a game if it was 7 or higher.
That's, there you go. But
Yeah.
I mean, imagine like all potential games you could have loved, but
Oh
missed
yeah,
out
no,
on.
for sure. But I mean, there was certain genres and like certain IPs that I was gonna get anywhere. It's like any Ratchet and Clank game. And I remember seeing some review for one of the Ratchet and Clank games that was like a 6.5 on Game Informer, and I said, "Whoever this writer is a fucking moron." This is one of the best games I've ever played.
Nice.
So yeah,
Yeah.
eight. That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty good. I would. If I get the time, I might watch this movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd recommend it for sure.
Yeah.
And it's surprising how good it is because it's something you look at and you're just like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
not one you would probably like jump into. But if honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that it did have David Harbour and Anthony Mackie and Stifler's mom and Tig Notaro, then I probably wouldn't have watched it.
You're right.
But anyway, so thank you everyone for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more more content. Tired. For more content in the future if you liked what you had to listen to. All right, and that is a wrap.
Yeah.